closer. Come closer. I have a secret for you. Okay, maybe not that close. But if you're feeling tired, lacking motivation, and just need some reinforcement, I have the perfect thing for you. Check this out. Sarah Jakes Power Moves. We're gonna get into it. So guys, let's get into this book. I'm just gonna say that I had a really great time reading this book. As you can see, all my stickies, and there's just tons of notes in here, and I find just reading from someone that you admire really brings yourself to focus and brings your attention to kind of like where you need to be. And I thought this was a really good book. I will say her book, Don't Settle for Less, I believe that's the book, but I'm gonna put it here. That book for me was like a life-changing book. That book literally brought me to meeting my husband, really and truly. That really helped me to step out of the comfort zone I was in at that time. And I thought that book was like, when I say it was life-changing, it literally, I can look back and I can tell you that that was a defining state in my life where I made decisions to step outside of where I felt comfortable and to really trust God and to take a leap of faith into something really beautiful, which has brought me to where I am currently in my life in terms of my partnership and my husband. So if you haven't read that book, you really need to check that book out, because I thought that book was like amazing. It spoke to me. And then when I know for this book, when it came out that she was writing this book, I was like, you know what, I need to grab this book, Power Moves, Sarah Jakes. So I went and I grabbed it, and I was not disappointed because it was really, really good. So for me, I try in the evening time to do devotions. Let me get it straight, I don't do it every day. I try to, but I have off days sometimes, and I don't get to do it every day as much as I would like to do it every single day. So that entails for me just like prayer, worship, reading the Bible. And what I would do too is that I would find a book, and then I'd read like a chapter of that book just for like the motivational piece in regards to like life and all of that stuff. So this was one of the books that I chose this year that I was gonna put out there that I was gonna read, or not put out there, that I was gonna actually read. And I read it, and it was amazing. It's funny because obviously I would have my devotional time, and then I would take, afterwards I would read a chapter of this book per night, or like half a chapter or whatever. It was pretty good. I wanted to read more, but I liked the fact of just savoring it, for just for a little bit of motivation every day. And I kid you not, in this period of time where I was actually like doing my devotions and then kind of like reading this book, it was so weird because the periods and the seasons of life really connected, especially with this book. It's kind of like, I'm like, it's God kind of trying to talk to me, because I kid you not, I would read the Bible, I'd do my devotion, and things were happening in my life, and I would read like a chapter or half a chapter, or whatever the case might be that night. And it was so relevant to my circumstances and to where I was in the present of that time. So I found that really kind of, actually I don't find it strange. Anything with God, I know when he's in it, he's in it. And it was just interesting that things were aligning, especially with this book, for where I was currently in my life. So that made it just, even more fascinating for me. I just felt like this is sort of like the season of my life that I'm in, just trying to figure out myself and what my next step is and who I am really to the core, and what I really need to, figure out, and how I need to dig deep, and like, just choices and decisions. And I really felt like this was just a guiding point that was really resourceful for me, and I'm pretty sure it will be that for you too. I think that books are so important, mentorship is so important. A lot of the times people can't afford to maybe go to the seminars, or maybe to do the courses that you need to take, but I think there's resources in books, right? There's knowledge in books, there's power in books, right? So I would say go out, grab a copy, and take a moment, and like, she is a woman of God, so take a moment, pray over it, and ask God to speak to you through the words of somebody else, or ask God to lead you to someone that can show you maybe where you need to be, if you can't find it in the people around you to assist you, or just in your life in general. You know, ask God to reveal people to you to help you on the journey of life and to show you what you need to do. And that sometimes comes in books and mentorship, just through different things and in different people. So pray about it, ask God to, you know, to lead you and to guide you. And this was something, for some reason, I was like, you know what, I really need to grab this book. Her previous book that I read, I told you, was literally life changing for me, because it brought me to my husband and literally took me out of one season of my life and brought me into a whole different season of my life. So I was like, you know what, something's telling me to go grab this book. So I did, and I went and grabbed it, and it was a good book for me. Okay, I actually want to read just a verse out of this book that I just found really powerful. There were so many different things in this book that I felt was super powerful. Obviously, I'm not going to give it to you. You got to go out and get it so that you can read it for yourself. And go out and get it, read it for yourself, so that, you know, you can also feel the things that I felt when I read this book. This is on page 84. So what it says is, I know that you may want to stay in the same company, city, community, or school. Sometimes we confuse familiarity with confidence and don't want to change because we're afraid that we'll fail. Trust me when I say this, you work wherever God sends you. You are going to be nervous and afraid, yep, and you're going to fail, probably so. God did not call you to success without scars. God has called you to the sacred journey of trusting him through failure and disappointment. That was just a snapshot of what was in the book, but there's so many more powerful things in that book. I tell you, so many powerful, just like moments and thoughts and just a lot of things that I got from that book. So go out and grab it and let's have a conversation about Again, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Let me know if you have this book, if you've read it, your thoughts on it. If you have not gotten it and you're about to go out to get it, let me know that also. Drop your comments down below. This is a community for us to talk and to build and to grow together. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned for the next video. See you guys. Bye.